wait to find out whether or not there's any babies. I'm sure that there are, actually. Hello, girl. Yes, hello. So, whilst James and Brent are on the hunt, most likely for a spotted cat, we've got a spotted creature of a different kind. Oh, and she's up. Hello, Gwen. This is one of the spotted hyenas in our clan. She's most definitely lactating. Where are you off to now? And she is tucked away in that den site. I wonder whether or not there are cubs in there already. I don't hear any squeakings of protest. That might have happened if they were suckling and she'd moved away. The cubs would immediately have started to sort of squeal and complain. It's a sound known as squeeing, and it's something unique to hyena cubs, although of course you hear complaints from cubs of different kinds, lions, leopards and so on. You can see how tatty Gwen is, and that immediately tells us, and we spent, oh wait, hold on, where's she looking at? Hold on one moment, she's just coming back this way, just sniffing around. She might just be making sure that there's nothing dangerous around the den. She is a very low-ranking hyena in our hyena clan, and you can see the way that her ears have been ripped up and are scarred. I had one particular incident. Hello, my girl. What's the matter? What are you looking at? Shame. As hyenas go, this is not a particularly pretty one. She's been beaten up regularly, and I was going to say I had one particular... Ow, shame, girl. Again. I wonder, that's probably come from other hyenas. That's a nasty wound on her elbow. Right, what I was going to say before Gwen disappeared up around the corner was that I had one particular incident where we saw her being beaten up quite severely by members of her own clan. And hyenas have a very, very strict hierarchy that is very, very strictly maintained. And there is a big tree there. Just going to pretend that didn't happen and that I'm not now perched on it. Oh dear, so excited about hyenas. Let me go, tree. There we go. Where did she go now? She's probably vanished. So busy getting stuck on trees. What was I saying? Oh yes, a hyena hierarchy is very strictly maintained. And we had one incident where she was being badly beaten by members of her own clan. And the beating actually, this is a really awkward spot. Chandra, I'm sorry, I'm going to drive you a little bit into some, oh no, it's not too bad, some sickle bush. She eventually ended up trying to climb underneath my car. And when hyenas attack in that way, they tend to do so, they go for the ears and the bottom and the feet. And it's actually incredibly difficult to watch because unbelievably noisy. They make the most heart-wrenching sounds, much like I'm about to make because our hyena's disappeared. Very difficult to follow a hyena off-road at the best of times. And I don't really want to push her. I don't actually really want to startle her either. And she does have that injury and she potentially has new cubs. I don't know where she's going. Her ears were being pulled, her bottom was being bitten. She was really, really in an absolute state. She was covered in blood. She tried to climb underneath the car to try and get away. She tried to climb under the vehicle, just using it as an obstacle to try and stop what was happening to her. And unfortunately, I couldn't allow that. It's just that little bit too dangerous for us. We don't want that interaction with the animals. We try and avoid interaction wherever possible. The whole vehicle was doing this as she was trying to climb under it. Shame. I'll always have a soft spot for her now. Apparently she doesn't feel the same about me though. She clearly doesn't have a soft spot for me because as soon as I arrived she got up and left. Okay, what we'll do is we'll do one more circuit, check the den again. While we do that, I'm sure you're excited to know whether Brent has any news for you on his search for whatever's alarming the impala. It would be so pleasant if you could bring out your cubs to us. They might still be too young to come out of the den. They might only be a few days old, if they are there at all. Oh, cub! One. Oh my word. It's okay, little one. Okay, let's just sit still and quiet. There's another one, there's another one. There's another one. He's coming out. Hello, guys. Guys, these are her cubs from June. She hasn't given birth. These are her cubs from June, and they've never seen a vehicle before. Well, they have, but they were so tiny when they did. It's all right, little ones. That's why they're so nervous. And Mom's not here. All right, we're actually going to have to move out of the sighting because these little cubs are so nervous of us. And I'll explain to you why in a moment. Gwen's not here, so they don't know how to react. And I don't want them dashing around away from the den site while their mom's not here. So I'm going to move out so that they can feel safe to come back to the safety of the den. Obviously that den is shallow and they don't feel secure within it. There's 2 of them! Oh, that's exciting. So let me explain a little bit for our viewers that haven't been watching since June. Around June last year, Gwen was denning on her own. And we got to see just once, I think it was once or twice, brand new little cubs, tiny little brown creatures that had only just emerged from the den. They came tottering out in the half darkness, in the semi-darkness, and then the hyenas disappeared. It was Gwen. I said I was surprised that she was denning so soon. It was possible, but I wondered whether or not she hadn't lost those cubs. That's them. And because she's low ranking, I think that's why they're so small. They're quite undersized for 8-month-old. Is it 8 months? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, 8 months nearly. So they're quite undersized. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think those are Gwen's cubs from June. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a loop round on the road, but I don't... I'm so excited. I don't want to... You can understand why little hyena cubs being out away from the den like that, it's potential risk if they're panicked, because they don't know whether or not they can come back to the den if we're there. Because Gwen moved to somewhere else, I don't think they had as much contact with vehicles, because that was a serious panic reaction when they saw us. So that really nicely takes us back to the question that was asked about Gwen not caring about us or the vehicle, and the fact that she's grown up with vehicles moving around her, and then to see the reaction of those cubs. Now that we can change really easily, because hyenas habituate beautifully and very quickly. They've got a natural, very powerful curiosity, but you can't do it now. We have to wait until Gwen is back. And as soon as they see Gwen's reaction to the car, as soon as they see she's not scared, they will be absolutely fine. Yay!